Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the live show. It's good to have you back again. And here we go. Another fine day, another lovely day. And there's no trade of the day coming out of this US dollar Japanese yen. We called US dollar Japanese yen this morning for a short trade, but it looks like it wants to go long. And it looks like the euro Japanese yen is going to take out our stop loss on the funded account. The US 500 hasn't done that well either, but it is now turning and going long. Now, on the funded account, we had the US 500 long, which is still on because I put the stop loss a bit further out there. And the euro Japanese yen is not working out at all. But I'm leaving it because there is some scenario here. Let's just have a look with all the resistance levels at the top here. So we'll just see what happens. If it breaks through that, then it's gone. It's over. It is no more. That's one of those things. That's how it goes again. So how have the markets been doing? Well, this is in a flag pattern now. So if you did have your stop loss a little bit further down on the US 500, not too bad. But today I'm going to talk a little bit about the news events in the world, which seem to be causing some effect. But I don't wait for news. I don't hang around for news. And news tends to sway your decisions when you're making trades. So be very careful of that scenario, unless you actually only trade the news, then in which case that's always great. The FTSE definitely looking short. Looks like a big short trade here. Looks like it's heading down towards the bottom. The Tech 100, it doesn't look short, it looks long. If you look at it, looks like it's bullish. So I don't know, guys. This still looks bullish to me. It doesn't look like it's turning around. I think I just got this feeling that the US 500, they're going to try and push it to maybe 6,000. And then it'll, just like it happened in the past, all over and over again, they'll probably try and crash it down to about 4.5. It'll probably come piling down again or something to that effect. So yeah, just keep your eyes open on the indexes. The indexes are tricky. Euro, US dollar. What's happening there? Crashing down. But it's hit this trend support level down here, which is of great interest to me, because I'm wondering if it's actually going to bounce off here or if it's going to continue on down with its continuation pattern, because I'm also watching the Great British Pound US dollar, and this looks more short than long because it's broken through the support, gone back up, retested. Looks like it wants to continue on down. So tricky in its own way, tricky. This, usually they don't like it to go much above the 150. So keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on that. That could still work out. The South African Rand has now broken through its support, its trend support. So if it confirms with that candle, then it looks like it's going to turn and go down. There is a head and shoulders that's developed here. So no long trade left there. That looks like it wants to go short. Let's just see what this candle does when in 1.5 hours time where it closes, because there are some buyers trying to get back in here. Morning, Kokoro. Welcome. Good to see you again. Euro Great British Pound is kind of an ugly chart at the moment. It used to be one of my favorites, but the chart it's ugly at the moment. It doesn't look cool. Right, so then we've got the Canadian dollar, US dollar, Canadian dollar, this long bullish run, bit of a pullback, bullish run again, maybe another pullback and continuation. Let's see what happens with that. But a nice trade is this Aussie dollar, US dollar. This looks pretty short. This looks like it could give us a nice short trade. So, not bad at all, actually. Not bad at all. Looks like you might get something out of the Aussie dollar, US dollar. I don't know if we should actually add that into one of our trades on the funded account. But yeah, let's see how it looks, and let's see how we go. But the market will always lull you into that false sense of security. So if you don't have a stop loss, you don't have an invalidation period, you are going to take the pain. But this candle hasn't closed yet. Let's see what happens with that candle, and then maybe we'll add that trade in as well. Hopefully the sound's okay for you guys. Hopefully it's working and all the rest of it. You can hear me. We shall see how we go today. Always follow a winning trade. Don't follow a losing trade. So here we are. I'm not following a losing trade here. What I have is I have my stop loss in place, which is in when it gets to that level, it's invalid. And you've got your tops here. Let's say resistance. This does look like a lot of resistance up here. Let's just see if it breaks through that. If it breaks through that, so be it. Unfortunately, it is on this account as well. And this account has been struggling along. So, well, there we go. But we still have the account. It's still there and it hasn't disappeared completely. I was hoping that the euro Japanese yen would have given us a better deal, but it hasn't. So there you have it. Well, the account's still there, still open. Let's have a look at that Australian dollar. Where are you, Australian dollar? Maybe we can take a trade there. There's the Australian dollar. Maybe we can have a look at a trade here. Let's see if we can get something that looks like a trade. Oh, mind you, if I just well, where's the, get used to this here. Yeah, maybe we should just see if it reaches the trend resistance and take the trade from there. Doesn't look too bad. Looks like it could be a reasonable trade. And this account's not doing too well, is it? That's okay. One of those things. Right, so the US 500, if I see it here, it looks like it's in a bit of a flag pattern. Morning, Jen. Welcome, welcome. You guys would have noticed we had a problem on the Discord channel. Now that a few of you guys are here, you can just take notice. If you do go to the Discord channel and you chat, I'm not used to these Discord channels and things like that. It's not my thing. And yeah, already someone's tried to, well, not steal the account, but clone the account, sort of make it look like it's me and try to scam you guys into buying something. So just be careful of that. Just make sure that the account name is correct. I'll never call you on Discord for any reason, and I'll never ask you for anything on Discord for any reason. So if you get a message like that, it's most probably not me. What I'm only going to use Discord for is chatting back and forward and talking about trades. So if there's anything else on Discord, if there's anyone trying to get hold of you to buy something, anyone trying to get hold of you for any other reason, just keep in mind that it's probably 99% not me. So just question it, and if I ever do ask you for anything on Discord for any reason whatsoever, which I doubt I ever will, just question me, and I'll prove that it's actually me, because someone out there is trying to bam scam you guys, and that's not good. So just keep your eyes out for that scenario, and that's one of the reasons I don't actually put my main real accounts out on the internet. It's like putting your bank account out there. It's because these guys are just all over the place, man. These scammers and thieves and criminals and whatnot, they're all trying to steal your bank account number and steal your YouTube account, your trading account, your everything. They're always out there trying to do something. So just be careful on that Discord channel, guys. I see it's not a very well protected thing. I did contact the support, and all I got was a very generic message back, which said, yeah, we do get the situation of people cloning, or not cloning accounts, but copying accounts or things like that. They're looking into it, or they know about it. That doesn't really help. But yeah. Okay, so just be careful there, guys. Just watch out for that. Keep your eyes out. Don't get caught out by something silly like that. So it looks like we're going to most likely get stopped out on this euro Japanese yen. The reason I haven't let it go is because it really hasn't gone over that solid 4-hour resistance. And for me, that it really does have to go to the invalidation, which is where our stop loss is, which is at 163.9. Effectively, if it does break through and it does head up there and it hits that, then so be it. Then that trade is gone. It's unfortunate, but if I looked at this, I mean, triple top, quadruple top actually now. I mean, really, it could still turn around and come back down again. So I'm not going to get out of that trade just yet. I just feel the trade is still valid. So let's just hold on a little bit on that one. And then on the US 500, while I was stopped out on my main account, this funded account, I left the stop loss a little bit lower. So with that, we ended up staying in the account. And I think I'll put the stop loss down here. So where's the stop loss on that? 57.87. Yeah, I put the stop loss way down here on this one because I just felt like, below these lows and it's in that flag pattern, it's a better place for the stop to be on this particular account. And if it goes back up, that'll be great. But, you have to worry about the geopolitics in the world and what's going on. So, these things can change in an instant. I've seen it so many times. How's it, Chris? Welcome, man. I've seen it so many times where people sit in trades and they don't have stop loss. And I've been around a long time and I've seen a lot of market crashes. And I can tell you guys, so many guys that don't believe in stop loss, or believe in hedging their accounts, or doing the martingale, or doing the we'll buy more when we're losing thing. I've seen so many tears, with these big market crashes and things like that have been through 90s, 2008s, and earlier than that even. There's been a few. And when it happens, it's a funny thing. Friday afternoon, it will probably start falling. It's normally on a Friday or a weekend, and it's falling, but your psychology tells you to hold on, and you just hold on to that thing. You're just like, oh no, maybe it'll be okay. And by Monday morning, it's all over. That's why I keep risk management on everything. I've always been the happiest guy on earth when these things happen because some of my trades are short, some of them are long, and the ones that were against the market got stopped out. It's a bad day because you imagine 6-7 trades getting stopped out at the same time. That's what happens. But you walk away unscathed, and there's a lot of people out there that walk home with nothing. So always be very careful on the risk management. A geopolitical event can make a big difference to your world, and if you're on the wrong side of that, it can be really bad. That's why a lot of people ask me, do I close all my trades on the weekends? Yeah, 99% of the time. I prefer to do that. It just makes me feel more comfortable because I've just seen it so many times. And, for me, holding a trade over the weekend is a huge gamble for me. I'm not talking about investments now. I'm not talking about equity and stuff like that. There, I don't really care what happens with the markets because even if the markets drop 20%, so be it. You still own those companies. That's not a problem. But in gear trading and this type of thing, it can be incredibly painful if you have a geopolitical event or something goes on in the world and crashes the markets down. So watch out for that, guys. Always look out. Hi, all in long on the DAX of previous support. Yeah, no, I think I mentioned in the video this morning that the DAX is a long trade, and it looks like it's in this sort of ascending triangle. Normally will resolve to the upside, so I'm expecting that will probably resolve to the upside. You see, even the US 500, guys, if you look at this, looks like it's in a bit of a flag pattern, probably resolve to the upside as well, if all goes well and everything goes according to the plans and how it should be. So yeah, and euro US dollar, are you going long on the euro US dollar there, Goro? Let's just see. Okay, you've got a nice long going there. I was saying I think it's coming off this trend support. My main concern for this trade, yeah, the risk to reward, the reward's not that great going down, but going long, you've got a good reward coming up. But my main concern for this trade is this huge bearish run, and it hasn't broken structure. So you're basically going against the trend. And if you look at the Great British Pound US dollar, that's what puts me off is while this is going long, it's kind of retesting the area that it's broken through. It broke through support. It's kind of retesting this as resistance, and that normally resolves to the downside. And if the Great British Pound US dollar goes down, there's the off chance that the Euro US dollar will follow. So just be careful of that if you are long on the Euro US dollar. The DAX, I do believe, is a good long trade. That does look nice. This Dixie is sort of turning around and sort of hanging around here. So we'll have to see what happens with that. See how that goes. The ZAR, the South African Rand, for those of you that were long here, I would be very cautious if I'm long on this trade at the moment. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a nice head and shoulders that's developed. It's broken to the downside. And if this bar closes here, you could probably get a nice short down to about 1730, 1720. Euro, Great British Pound. And I was just saying now, this Euro Great British Pound chart, I just don't like it. It doesn't look nice to me. It looks sort of awkward. Ugly, let's say. Doesn't give me much confidence, this Euro Great British Pound. It wasn't one of my favorites for such a long time. My main concern is it is bearish overall. If you go to the day chart, got a bit of a bearish trend on it. But yeah, you're probably going to get a long trade bouncing up. It's in the range, so that's obviously what you're looking at end of the day. But yeah, this Euro Great British Pound, I haven't liked the chart much, but you're getting nice long green bars up, so yeah, you might get a good trade there. Your friend just passed her first stage in her trading challenge, made like $1,300 last week alone. That's quite cool. That's nice, Daniel. It's always nice to hear of something like that. It's always good to see someone do well. How's it, Elaine? That's excellent. Jed, cool. Yeah, that's fantastic. So, yeah, no, that's interesting that sometimes you have a good run and sometimes you don't. It's you live with that. Obviously, this account has now, I don't know, it seems to be almost like, I don't know why it always goes wrong on the days we have the live show, but we still have the account. It hasn't really passed. It hasn't gone anywhere. Still trying to see if we can get this account up. So I'm going to work on it, get it up. But every time I see something that looks good, it seems to go against us on this funded account. Well, we'll have a look. We'll see what happens. Looks like this Euro Japanese yen is going to turn against us. It looks like it wants to break through there now. And if it goes through there, we've lost the trade. It's gone. But that's okay. We'll make a win on that. We'll make it back, and we'll get that account through as well. Hey, pleasure, Joe. Always good to make things simple. So Daniel, your friend passed her trading challenge. So she obviously took all the right trades. Maybe she's following the scalpers. You know, these guys that do it on the 5-minute charts, they win everything, man. They got the most amazing trading. Yeah, no. Take it slow, take it easy, take it patiently, and see what happens. Okay. Right, so I'm beginning to believe that our Euro Japanese yen is gone. Looks like this is a dead deal. Looks like it is no more. Okay. Looks like it's about to invalidate, so we'll probably dump that on stop loss. First section, yeah, no, that's fine. First section, really doesn't, you know, you know what's tricky about these funded trader accounts is the big thing about these funded trader accounts, if you get through the first one, then they give you a second one, I believe. And I'm not big on funded trader accounts. We've got this one here. If you guys want this one, go and grab it. They're offering discounts, going mad, and it's good for those who can't invest money in the markets. So it works for that. We took it on to see how it goes. But like I say, the thing about these guys is you pass the first one, you get through, you get the second one, you make one tiny little mistake because you get excited, and your adrenaline starts pumping, and you take a bad trade, and you start again. You're out. Also, just be careful when you go live with these guys as well, with these funded trader accounts. Even when you're live, you can lose the account as well. Just be careful of that. So, yeah. So following traders for signals, yeah. You know, the danger of that, Daniel, is she's following traders for signals, okay? So she's relying on somebody else's information. And that's great. If they're doing great, that's great. But there's going to come a time when it's going to go wrong. Eh? You got to learn to do it for yourself, really. US dollar CAD. Yeah, the US dollar CAD, I was looking at it earlier. Yeah, you see the gold. You see, now you pick up a trade like the gold. Now, for example, that's the thing, Daniel. You pick up this trade. You know, you get lucky trades as well. So let's say you picked up this trade here and you ran with it and it ran all the way to there. Those are the trades you're looking for. These are the trades that you and I talk about all day long. And then you hit that trade, you make that $1,300, $1,500, and you're excited because you took that signal. But the next time you end up taking the wrong signal, and it's just you've got to do it patiently and you've got to do it right. This would have been a lovely trade, actually. Would have been a good trade. Yeah, the gold spike, you see, that can make the difference for you. Yeah, had that going downhill the week before. You see, it's always the thing. Copy trading can be good, but it can also be bad because what it does do is it takes the psychology out of it if you're copy trading, and you're relying on somebody else and you're believing in someone else's trade, but we're all human beings. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time and I make mistakes all the time. As you can clearly see from this account, I took this Euro Japanese yen trade with the belief that it's going to make us a profit. And look what it's doing, guys. It's hitting this level. It may even go up to the stop loss and take us out. And that's the point of the market. It's a 50-50 game. So if you're copying trades, just bear in mind that you need to learn this for yourself, because yes, you can get through your funded trader challenge. Let's say you're doing that and you get through the second phase. Let's say you're doing that and you go live, and then you keep on doing this, and then when it goes wrong, you can't get yourself out of it because you don't know how. So just do it right. If you're on the right side of the 50-50, yeah, that's it, Daniel. If you're on the right side of the 50-50, things can always go long. What did we say just now? US dollar CAD, eh? US dollar CAD. I was looking at this trade earlier. I am actually waiting for a nice long trade out of the US dollar CAD, more than a short. I wouldn't want to trade this short just at the moment because it's on the wrong side of the trade. If I wanted to take it short, I'd wait for it to break structure a little bit, perhaps even further down here. But even if it gets down to this level here, it's more like a long trade going up, continuation. This is a continuation. It's very, very bullish, eh? Very, very bullish. So just be very wary of taking short trades on this US dollar CAD at the moment. It needs to break structure before you can take a short trade, because this isn't even a decent double top because it's at a bit of a bullish angle. So the US dollar, Canadian dollar, I'm looking more towards maybe a continuation long if we get a bit of a correction on it. Yeah, I was looking at oil this morning as well, in the sense that it is looking short at the moment. And if you look at it in this trend, it's got a nice little run down to trend support. It's got a main daily support level here where it likes to run around in, but it has come down further before. So it looks like this trend support could be its target, which is quite low. It's 67. I'd target maybe 68, 69, might get back down there. It still seems to be short at the moment, still seems to be on a continuation run. Look, it's come down. There's a bit of a pennant here, and it might just come down a little bit further. So, yeah, oil is still bearish. That said, something happens in the world, go straight back up again. But I think what we'll get, will probably come down a bit, and then we'll get the turnaround. It seems to be staying in this kind of general range. If I look at it, it seems to be hanging around in here. So we can probably play around in this range for quite a while. So yeah, look, your reward is maybe 73.5 to 70, 69. Your losses could be up as far as 80. So, but yeah, that definitely still looks pretty short. Good trade. Maybe go for it. Exactly, Daniel. That's what I've been saying all along, is rather learn to be independent, rather learn to do it yourself, because copy trading is, it's a thing. It's a thing. People do it. People do this copy trading thing, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But, it's still a 50-50 game, whether you're copy trading, whether you're doing it on your own, whatever the case. But you're just relying on somebody else's 50-50 rather than yours. And yeah, like I say, I've seen a few of these 5-minute traders, and they only show you the winning trade. So yeah, I don't know how they do that, but yeah, they do. I like the Aussie dollar, US dollar short. I like this short. This looks more like a cool short trade as well. I don't know what you guys think, but this Aussie dollar, US dollar still looks short to me. Looks like it can go a little bit further. Don't know how much further, maybe down to the 65, 80, somewhere around there. But that looks like a reasonable short trade. And I had a look at it on this chart just now. Aussie dollar, US dollar. And I just noticed that this nice little trend resistance is here. So yeah, it might still go a little bit further, and then you might get a better entry. But it doesn't look too bad. The short looks like it wants to fall over. So that might be a reasonably good trade at the end of the day as well. Keep an eye on that. I think the US, yeah, Kokoro, the US election is looming on everything, I think. It's actually looming on everything, but I don't think that's the only thing that's looming at the moment. When I talk about news events, and the reason I don't hang my hat on news events is because it sways your decisions big time. When you know that there's things going on in the world, that geopolitics are a little bit out of control, and then you've got these elections looming, and you've got economies that are struggling. So when you're taking a trade and you're looking at a trade, you're thinking, oh, maybe I should be careful of that because that's going to happen and that's going to happen. And it can really have an effect on your psychology when you're trying to take a trade. So yeah, that's why I'm very careful with these news events. And like you say, US election looming on the gold. It's looming on everything. It's actually, I don't know the US politics as well as maybe you guys do. Well, I do know that, but I don't live there. So who am I to comment on who they want as a president or a government or whatever the case? I mean, that's not my home. But it does have an effect. Who wins has an effect on where the markets go. That said, when the Trump administration was in charge, if you look at the stock markets during that period of time, they actually did extremely well. So I can't say, guys. I honestly cannot say. I don't know who's best and who's not best when it comes to our financial markets. Yeah, Jed, you said breaking the conflicting uptrend. Oh, that was the US dollar CAD, eh? US dollar CAD. It needs to break this trend. It needs to get down here below these lows. Then you've got an idea, but then you've sort of got a conflicting situation with this. What was resistance is now support. So now you've got this as a scenario. So what I would do is draw a line in the sand, sort of along here, and just see, how that looks as well. Is it breaking this like really badly? Because that might have an effect on it as well. But I'd be very careful about taking shorts above this level because this thing is really strong. It's run hard. So it looks like it wants to stay long. It's like the Aussie dollar. I'm looking at this and thinking this looks like such a cool short. And it's like really, it's drawing me in. That's the psychology of it. It's drawing me into a trade. It wants me to take that trade. Okay, so this must be losing quite badly now, because I can see it on the chart. Yeah, it looks like it's going to take us out. That's not looking good. Okay. Okay, that's fine. McDonald's is going to win. You know what I use McDonald's for, Daniel? I don't eat there, to be honest with you. I do have an investment with them though, but I don't eat there. I'm looking at I use McDonald's as the McDonald's what do they call it? The exchange rate indicator, because you can use a McDonald's indicator as your real value of money. So what I do is, for example, the South African rand is at the moment 17.53 to 1. And for me, that's great news. But it's actually not right, because if you go to America, I think a Big Mac costs you, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's about $9.90 or something like that, or $8.90. I think it's $9.90, and if you work that out in South African rands, it's close on 180 rand, and that's not how much it costs here. It costs about 90 rand here. So you look at it and then you say, well, actually, if you look at the McDonald's index, the rand should be 10 to 1. And if you go around the world, you'll find the same effect. You look at a McDonald's, what do you call it, a Big Mac, whatever. If you look at the price of that and you compare it in the countries, you can get a true valuation of the actual value of the currency and the spending power of your currency in that country. I don't know if you guys know that, but it's something I've used over the years. And yeah, although I don't eat McDonald's, I am invested in them, and I do use them for that index as well. So yeah, Daniel McDonald's is going to win. It's a funny thing, but I'm not the only one who does that. We look at, if you're going to a country and you want to know what your spending power is, check how much a McDonald's burger is. A double cheeseburger in the UK is about £1.50. Yeah, but is that a McDonald's, Joe? Yeah, look, I think you've got to multiply that by 22 in South Africa, so 21, depending on the day. I don't know what that's going to bring us. That's quite cheap. That's a really cheap burger. I can't get a burger for $30. Oh gosh, Charlotte, that's quite cheap. That's actually really cheap. But I don't know how much cheeseburgers are in general. I must be honest with you, double cheeseburgers and that. I was just looking at the Big Mac price. That's the one. I believe you can get the actual other burgers at a pretty low price, which is quite interesting. Now I think I'll move to the UK and buy double cheeseburgers at £1.50. Somebody was telling me the other day that if you land in London now and you order a cup of coffee, it costs you like £5 or something. It's like, what? That's really expensive for us. £5 for a cup of coffee. Maybe they were lying to me. I don't know, but I haven't been back for a while. What are the taxes like in South Africa? Just the same. £4.99 in Big Mac. So £4.99 in Big Mac. So in South Africa, it'll cost you around 110 rand, which means the pound is very close to where it's supposed to be, and it's on the correct. Half a cup for £5. Holy mackerel! No, that's expensive, man. Gee whiz, I can get a decent cup of coffee in South Africa for about 40 rand. So yeah, I divide that. It's not much at all. Yeah, no, it's about £2. So yeah, no, I think that's quite a difference in price there. So the Big Mac is on point when it comes to the UK. So the UK looks like it's pretty much in the right place when it comes to monetary value. £7.29. Yo, that's a lot for a cup of coffee. That's a lot of money, man. Sure, it's expensive. Small cheeseburger price in the UK, it's about 99p. That's actually really, it's a good price, man, because we can't buy burgers in South Africa for 20 rand. I can tell you that, because that's about 20 rand. We can't buy those, yeah. So that's for sure. That's actually well priced. I mean, I think our cheapest burger is nowadays is about 70 Rand or something like that. Maybe 50 Rand if you'd find a cheap place. So it offsets the coffee. You know, you laughed at I was in Mozambique and it was a while back. And they take dollars, of course. So, you know, you pay in dollars and they give you change in their Metica currency, which is really rubbish. You can't do anything with it. And I was eating out in these places and I was thinking, wow, this food is cheap, man. I was buying food at half the price you pay for it in South Africa. And they'd be like, do you want a drink with that, sir? Yeah, bring me a Coke or bring me this or bring me that, or whatever the case. And the drink costs more than the meal. I was like, what? Yeah, that's amazing. That's the one place I thought that was Harium. I was like, that's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Um 7 Rand 29. You need to do the summer conversion when you're there. I wish, yeah. That would work for me, yeah. No, totally. Convert my money to pounds any day. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, it's amazing. Coffee's gone mad. Everybody's going mad with coffee, eh? Can you believe it? Everywhere I go, people are just buying coffee, 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 coffee on the streets. You know, I sometimes go sit on the beach and then instead of buying one of these cups of coffee at the Starbucks or the shops or that, I'll take my own little coffee with me, my own little flask or whatever, and sit there on the beach and I'll drink my coffee. And people look at me funny, like, what are you doing? You know, I'm not paying thousands of rands for coffee. Oh, no, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But that's what people do. Where were we, by the way? We're supposed to be talking about trading. Yeah, no, totally. Tell me, Daniel, is your friend doing the 5 minute charts or is she doing 4 hour charts or what's her plan to make the money in the markets? As of April 2000, the most expensive coffee in the UK is £265 for a cup of coffee at a coffee shop in London's Mayfair. £265 for a cup of coffee. Are they insane? It's madness. I tell you what, I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. It's really gone through the roof, this coffee thing. In fact, I love coffee. I mean, I live on coffee, but I make it at home. I do my own thing. Normally if I go to a restaurant, I'd rather order a beer. I get more out of it. I pay the same as that as for a coffee. Um, yeah, you remember back in Namibia, chocolate bars were so expensive. I came back from the UK, I could buy a big chocolate bar for 30p. Yeah. Now I actually noticed some of the chocolates that I imported from the UK are not that expensive here. Some of our local chocolates are more expensive. Um, she's following a tap to trade thing. Okay, so she's doing a copy trade. You get the copy trading, and it does work for some, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. Somebody wanted me to enlist myself as a copy trader, but I don't want to do that. I want you guys to figure the trading out for yourselves, man, to get in there. So it looks like it's not taking out us. Is it going to make another top here, this Euro Japanese yen? Isn't that interesting, eh? It didn't go and take out our stop. It's looks like it wants to make another top here. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's see if that works out. See if that goes in our favor. Yeah, following the traders of the company we're affiliated to. No, I get that. A lot of people do that. Germany 40 is very much DE30 is the same. It's the DAX. It's yes, it's one of my favorite trades. On this particular account, it's the DE30. Let's just have a look on the funded account, what it is. It's the Germany. It's also the Germany 30 here. But it's very much the same as the 40, the Germany 40 and the DAX and all that. They follow very closely. So If it's Germany 40, Germany 30, I'll trade it. It's the same thing for me. I'm quite happy to trade it. It's a fantastic product to trade. It's a lovely, this is long at the moment, by the way. So if you're trading the Germany 40 at the moment, there's this ascending triangle, and I'm looking at long trades on this particular product. I think somebody else here was trading it earlier saying it's long. I don't know if you took the trade, but it does look like a long trade to me. Definitely. How's our Aussie dollar, US dollar? Has that gone short yet? It hasn't really closed the candle, and it's just sitting around waiting for us. So we shall see what happens with that trade. See if we can get a nice trade in there. And I'm hoping this US 500 stays in this flag and maybe breaks to the upside, because we do have it long on the other account, which is over here. Let's see. Hopefully it stays to the long side. Germany 30. Do we have a trade at the moment? It is bullish, and we are waiting for a long trade. So we'll see what happens there. Where's my Aussie dollar, US dollar? I still want to take my short there. And I will when it's available. No, I lost it again. You can see I don't trade this account very often. I can't even find the bloody instruments on here. Okay, there we go. That's fine. Okay, I'll wait for that trade. See how it plays out. See if it plays out in our favor. Yeah, we trade with everything. ZA Swift there. We trade with everything. We don't only trade the Germany 40 and D30. We trade all the indexes, all the commodities, all the Forex that's available. A lot of the commodities I don't trade, and the reason for that is they're too slow. Like even silver, I don't really trade it because it doesn't really run. I'd rather trade gold. You know, it's the same thing, and gives me a better trade or a faster trade. There's more liquidity in the trades. There's a lot of people out there trading cotton and wheat and all that stuff, and yeah, no, it's not that great. I tried trading palladium and all that stuff, and there's just no liquidity. So stay away from it. Yeah, the ZAR. You're not the only one. I think Rama mentioned it the other day as well, that the ZAR, and I've always found this, and it's almost like we're marginalized in the world. The spreads are huge on the ZAR, and not everybody's got the product available to even trade. And I think that also makes the difference. You know, if you go to some brokers, they don't even trade the US dollars ZAR at all. They don't have it on their platform. They don't have it available to you to trade. Makes no sense to me, but yeah, it is what it is. There's a lot of people out there that don't even have it for you to trade on, and that's one of the reasons, you know, there's less liquidity on the product, which makes the spreads more, it makes the costs more, and I think that's where the problem comes in. And you know, when you live in a country like we live in South Africa, and you look at it, and you'd like to trade your own currency a bit because you're comfortable with it, you know it well, but it's just so expensive to trade it. So this I would go short on at the moment. By the way, looking at that head and shoulders, I wouldn't be happy with that. With that as a long trade, that's for sure. That just looks so much like a head and shoulders to me. So be aware of that. Yeah, no, it's too much. 3% of your account is too much on the stop loss. But Jed, you know how we work our trades, right? How I work my trades. If I look at a trade, for example, on this US dollar ZAR, I don't work it on the spread. I work it on, I want to take $1,000 stop loss, which is 1% of the account. And then I work out how much of a trade I can take and if it's worthwhile to me to take the trade. So in other words, if I was to work a trade on this, I'm just going to use this as an example. This is not a big deal. If I wanted to say sell this, okay, and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I only want to take $1,000 stop loss, okay? I don't want to take more because then that's a bigger percentage of my account. So according to this, 80,000 units is $994. That's the size of the trade. End of story. That's how big the trade would be. And then you can work out what your take profit area would be. and you would say, okay, I want my take profit to be at 17.8, let's say. So how much would my profit be? Interesting that. The profit looks like it would be 1,153. So, there's no risk to reward on that. Maybe if you had a profit level of 18, you would have a 2,000 profit. So that would be up here somewhere. So you'd have to hope that it would, why would my profit be up there? That's the wrong way around. I'm looking at it the wrong way, obviously. Idiot. Okay, so you want 1730, 17 point, let's say 17.25. So your profit's 1,328, which is not really good enough. But that's how you work out your trade, George. You work out how much you want to spend on the trade. Then you work out how many units you can take, and then you work out how big your trade can be from there. Don't just take the same size trade on every single trade. Work out how much your stop loss is, and then work out the size of your trade according to that. So don't just say I'll take 2 contracts on every trade, or 3 contracts on every trade, or 8 contracts on every trade. Work out the $1,000, or in the funded trader account, I would work out $250 or 200 whatever, and then I'd work out how many contracts I can take from that, and then what I make from that is what we make from that, and that's how it works. End of story. Don't play around with it. Dotto. Dotto. Okay. But the big problem is, I hear you, Blair, and thanks for commenting on that. But for us as traders to be opening 10 brokerage accounts is just so annoying. You open a brokerage account and you hope to stay with that brokerage for forever and as long as you can. I mean, my one brokerage account I've had since somewhere in the early 2000s. I mean, what are we talking about here? Nearly 20 years I've had that account. And I don't want to change it. They're not the best. They're not the greatest. They are big in South Africa, but, I don't want to change it. Why would I change it? I do have 1 or 2 other small accounts, 1 or 2 other accounts here and there, but, those guys I've been with them for so long. And then, you find there's a few discrepancies and there's a few things you can and cannot do, and you just live with it. You know what I mean? For example, with them, I have to trade on my MetaTrader 5. And MetaTrader 5 has got its advantages and a couple of disadvantages. And you can't use TradingView with them and that sort of thing. And so you kind of look at it and go, it is what it is, and you just live with it. To open other accounts simply because you can get a better spread on one particular product. For me, I've got a relationship with that company now. And now I'm going to go and open more accounts and different accounts and so on and so on. And that's the problem with us as traders. Do we want to be closing and opening new accounts every 5 minutes? No, we don't really. We want to try and open an account, and we want to kind of stay there and just live with their good and their bad. So yeah, it's a tricky thing, because it is easy to open brokerage accounts. It is easy to open new accounts, and gosh, even more so with these funded accounts. I mean, these guys are like unbelievable. So many different ones. Why is this here? Like these guys, you get these guys, which is funded trader markets, which we're using. And you get all these other ones that are out there, and different ones. And these you can just play around with. You can open one here and one there and do whatever you like. But when it comes to your home brokerage account with your money in it, that becomes a different thing. You kind of build a relationship there. You negotiate your spreads, and you kind of live with it. So no, I don't know. No, I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just mentioning. That's the problem. Is for others and newcomers, I get it. Let them have a look at it, and obviously, I mean, for the guys that don't have an account, it's great. But for everyone else, it's always like, yeah, you just don't want to change your account every 5 minutes. I wish Africa can have 4 currencies, only North, South, East, and West Africa. I think that the only way we can have stronger currencies, um, I actually don't want a stronger currency. I don't. Most of my money is overseas. I earn most of it in dollars, so. But I hear what you're saying. You'd like the Africa to be stronger and have a better inflation, better economy, less inflation, less people living on the streets and that sort of thing. I get that totally. Um, yeah, please hit the like button. That would be handy. Yeah. I know I don't ask anybody to do that, but if you guys want to, please go for it. It's great. Um, yeah, the channel's growing, and we hope that it's going to grow further. And I'm enjoying the journey, to be honest with you guys. You know, it's fun being with you, Alex. It's fun having this channel, and I'm having fun doing YouTube. I never thought I would, and it's nice. I just got to say, I enjoy it. I actually really do enjoy it, and that's why I continue on with it because I'm enjoying it. It's a bit like trading. It you'll be surprised, guys. You know, trading is addictive. You guys know that trading is addictive, right? Guess what? So is YouTube. Hectic, eh? But yeah, no, same thing, guys. Same thing. Um, why is MT4, MT5 move way too fast than other platforms? They don't move way too fast. They move at the same pace as every other platform. I use MT5 all the time. The only reason I don't show it here is because it's my main account. My account number's on it. And would you put your bank account out on the internet? Probably not. Especially after what we saw, what happened with the Discord channel, where the guy's actually literally cloning my name and my stuff and everything so that they can try and scam you guys. For those of you that didn't hear me at the beginning of the video, just be careful. There's someone out there that's copied the logo and the image and the name, and he's trying to scam everyone. And as I said, I wouldn't call you guys and I wouldn't ask you to buy anything on that Discord channel or anything like that. If you get a message like that, it's probably not right. So just confirm with me anything like that. That's not going to happen. I'm only using that Discord channel to communicate trades back and forward and to communicate trading. So just be very careful of that scenario. But that's why I won't put my MT5 account up here, because I don't trust that scenario. There's just too many, I know, there's too much rubbish out there that's trying to scam you and trying to steal your account and trying to steal your YouTube account and your bank account and this and that and the other. And I just, no, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, so just for interest's sake, yeah, MT4, MT5 is an excellent platform. Nothing wrong with it. I would prefer that it could do one or two things a little bit better. For example, this thing that you get on most platforms where you create an order and it works out your stop loss and everything for you. That would be great if MT5 could do that. It doesn't do that. But it does have everything else that you need. And it really doesn't move faster than any other platform. Just put it on the right time frame. Maybe you've got it on the wrong time frames or something, and just adjust your charts. You know, you can adjust it with a little button in the middle and move it around with holding the left button and what have you, and move it up and down on the sides. It works exactly the same on MT5. And you can, one-click trading is available on MT5 as well. Very easy. You can work out your contracts. Your contracts are according to your broker, so just work out what your contract sizes are and that sort of thing. Whether you're using mini contracts, major contracts, whatever the scenario, and how big your contracts are. Are you trading futures? Are you trading contracts? You know, what are your spreads? Look out for your spreads, that sort of thing. What are they offering you? What are your costs per trade and that sort of stuff? So, and MT4, MT5 has been the most popular platforms for a long time in my area because they're pretty good and they accept all the brokers. I mean, you just have to put your account number in and off you go. Yes, I don't promote them, by the way, at all in any way. I use them because my broker uses them. You know, Jed, you talk about that. I got so many friends that visit me from the UK and from America and that sort of stuff, and they come here with the money, and it's like sweets, eh? It's like sweets for the oaks. They come here with next to nothing and they can almost buy a small car. Yeah, no, totally. Money really converts, eh? Converts well. But then I had a friend who just moved to the USA a month or two ago. They moved back there and we were speaking to them. They were complaining, eh? Say, sure, it's expensive. Said, no, your money has been divided in two. Your spending power has effectively been divided in two. And that's why they're in shock, because they keep converting it back to the rands, and it's horrific. If you go the other way, it's horrific. I'll tell you what. David, I do not leave money with the. I do leave money with a broker. Let's put it this way, but not all of it. Okay. So I wouldn't take my entire wealth and put it in a brokerage account. What I like to do is keep an account at a certain level. Let's say it's 100,000. I like to keep the account at that level. If it becomes 200 or 300, I'll take the other money out and leave it back at 100 again. So if that answers your question, I won't leave all the wealth with a broker ever, because brokers, we like to think of them as banks, but they're not actually. They're a sort of throughway to that scenario. So no, I wouldn't leave all my money or all my eggs in a brokerage account. The money I put in banks, and even then, not in one bank. I move it around. So yeah, be careful of leaving it all in a brokerage account. It's not the right way to go. It's quite tricky. I would always prefer to keep a brokerage account at a specific level. But that said, a brokerage account is still a lot of money lying in it. A lot of money lies in a brokerage account because you're trading with it and you don't want somebody to get their hands on it. So that's also got its issues. Discord is a huge scam platform, sadly. Yeah, it would. I didn't know. I don't know about it. You guys asked me to open a Discord account, and I did. And from my own perspective, I'm not used to Discord. I'm used to, like, for example, on a personal basis, I just use the WhatsApp and that sort of thing here. And I was actually quite surprised to see that. And actually, when I contacted support, like I said, the message I got back was so vague and so useless at the end of the day. They were just like, oh, you know what? We know about it and we know these guys do that, and that's it. Okay. Do something about it. Like, stop it from happening. That's copying the account, copying my name, and trying to, damn scam people, and they do nothing about it. So all I can say to you guys is just be careful of that. Just watch out for that. We can throw trades back and forth to each other, but don't trust anyone that comes from that scenario. Telegram. Okay. See, that's another one again, Telegram. You guys will know that, this YouTube, this whole thing is pretty new to me. It's this year. I started really pushing this out, and like I said to you, it's become a bit addictive, and it's a lot of fun. But I am being very cautious. I am being very cautious with everything, because I've heard so many horror stories with all these scammers out there and the things that they do. So yes, I'll have a look at Telegram and I'll see what that's about as well. And I'm pretty tech savvy. I'm pretty good, but there's a lot of things that I haven't played around with or touched on or done, and I'm still feeling my way along this journey. So yeah, I'll have a look at Telegram and I'll see what that's all about. I'll see if it's any better than Discord. For the time being, just keep your eyes open, guys, and just be careful. I will have a look at the other things though and see if we can change it over. Oh, it's digital Hillbrow. Okay. That tells me everything. I know what you mean. So it's bad. Okay. All right. Now we know it's bad. Trouble brewing. Okay. So we'll watch out for that. All right. I'll have a look at these Telegram channels. I've heard a lot of people talk of those as well, and I'll see what that's all about, and if we can get something like that. And we'll get out of Hillbrow and move into four ways. We'll do something completely different. Yeah. Look, David, if you manage a trade, you wait every time to hit your stop loss if your ideas don't work out. No, not necessarily, but in some cases I do. For example, with this trade that we've got here, Euro Japanese yen, which is not working out. Had I jumped out of this trade here, then I'm actually doing it wrong, because there's your invalidation line. There's the stop loss up there at 163.9. As far as I'm concerned, when it hits that, then the trade is invalid. But before that, the trade's not invalid. The trade is still holding on this major triple top, double, quadruple top area here. It's still a strong resistance, and it's only really going to be invalid when it breaks through that line. So in this case, I'll hold until such time as it invalidates. If it invalidates and it's going through here, then I might actually dump it before it even hits the stop loss. But it's got to invalidate. It's got to say to me, I am no longer a trade. For example, this US 500 trade is also a prime example of we're holding on to a trade that's losing, but it's only invalid if it gets down to the level down here. So it's in this pattern. It's in this flag pattern. So if you take this, for example, let me draw that in there. Why do they have to make it the same color as? Okay, I'll just put that one in there. So that's basically a flag pattern, that there. And I'm not going to trade out of this trade unless it breaks that flag pattern. In that case, it's invalid. So pretty much my stop losses are very close to the invalidations area. So I will most likely hold my trades until they invalidate completely. That said, yesterday there was a trade on the other side, on the US 500, which did invalidate because the stop loss was around the 58.30 level. That was because it was just below this trend, but that was a completely different trade, and we allowed it to invalidate itself, which it did. But further than that, if you put your invalidation below the flag, then you're not going to get out of it early. So in some cases, we'll hold until it invalidates. And often what I'll do as well, just so that you understand it better, is I'll take a trade, like say I'll take the trade on the Aussie dollar, US dollar short now. I'll take the trade, I'll put my invalidation above the last high, put my take profit down here, walk away, leave it and forget about it. Even this trade, I'll walk away, leave it and forget about it. I don't sit here and wait for the trade to play out. Even this trade, I walk away, leave it and forget about it, because I know my invalidations are very close to those areas. And if they invalidate, then so be it, then it invalidated. So I hope that answers your question there, David. You don't have to play by the rules exactly. Rules can be broken, but you have to think about the rules that you're breaking. Am I breaking it correctly? In other words, I don't have to wait until it exactly takes out my stop loss, but I did put the stop loss there for a reason. I put it there because that's when I feel the trade's invalid. But if the trade is invalid before that, then break the rule and get out. I mean, you don't have to abide by the rules exactly. It's like your take profit. If you put the take profit here, oh, I must wait for the 2-to-1 profit, because otherwise I'm breaking the rules. But if you look at it and you think, well, it's actually, when I look at it now, it's $1,000 in profit, but it's never going to reach the $2,000. I can see it's not going to get there. Then break the rule and get out. Take the money. I mean, you don't have to be strict. You just have to sort of follow guidelines. You just follow the guidelines. It's a bit like a trend. If you're in a trend and it's running around in that trend, it doesn't mean it's going to be exact. That's why we draw these resistance and support as blocks, because it's going to happen somewhere in that area. It's not going to bounce exactly off a line. And as I always say, these squiggly lines are not squiggly lines. You're not trading against squiggly lines. Behind those squiggly lines are human beings like me and you that are trading, and that's why it's 50-50, because that's what you're looking at. What you're looking at is trades. What you're looking at is people putting orders in the market and buying and selling, and real human beings behind the trades. that are out there. So that's what you're looking at on the squiggly lines. Real people, real human beings. Daniel, we're full up in Cape Town. They're saying, nah, just move to Cape Town. You know you all want to, but we're full in Cape Town. We're full up, eh? Geez, there's just no space left. I tell you what, guys, absolutely everyone is moving here. I mean, it's unbelievable. The area I live in at the moment, when I moved here, had one or two areas and whatnot. There wasn't much here. There was one mall, and you had to look for a petrol station. I mean, now there's two massive malls, and there's like, I don't know, five like small open malls. There's petrol stations on every corner. The street down the road from me is just shop after shopping center after shopping center all the way down, and major shops. I mean, I can walk to the major shops. I'm living in the middle of a town. I was actually living in the village, and I'm living in the middle of a town now. That's how it's grown. People have flocked down here and moved down to this area in their droves. And we actually welcome it. It's great. Our economy is growing. All the businesses moving to Cape Town. And you know, it obviously helps to pay for all the roads and things and whatnot. And I think the main reason everybody's moving here is because it's so well maintained in comparison to the rest of the country. For some odd reason, our roads don't have potholes in them. All the traffic lights work. We call them robots here, by the way. All the traffic lights work. Whereas if you go up north and you immediately see the change when you go over the borderline from the Western Cape into other areas, and the roads change, they become potholed, and there's so many towns that are just like what was tar roads is now dirt roads. The railway stations are all closed. You get into towns and the traffic lights are just not working. It's dusty, nothing's maintained, the municipality's gone. I don't know why, but it badly maintained, badly looked after, and so everybody's flocking away from these areas and coming to Cape Town, where everything is properly maintained and everything is working, and we've got security, we've got like proper police forces and all that sort of stuff, and it's like a normal first world part of the country. Um, but yeah, it's not just walking on the beach, Daniel. I've spoken to so many people, and everybody is telling me that crime got out of hand, and they come here for safety as well. So yeah, we've become extremely popular. So like I say, there's not much room left. But yeah, everyone's moving here, and they're building like crazy. Building like crazy. You can't believe how the Oaks are building here. And also the people are extremely friendly in comparison as well. You know, I don't know, up north people don't talk to each other as much, or I don't know, just don't do much together. But down here, everyone gets involved with everyone. Everyone talks to everyone. Everyone's friendly. It really is a nice world. So I think that also attracts people as well. And walking on the beach does have some part of it, I guess. But yeah, no, it's great living here. It really is. Good morning from Namibia. Welcome. Yeah, that's good. Uh, there was a time I thought of living in Namibia as well. But what put me off was the temperature. It's a bit hot. But yeah, lovely, lovely place. Lovely place. Absolutely marvelous. One of my friends the other day said he was going to move there, and then also changed his mind based on the temperature. It's like, too hot for me, you know. But lovely place otherwise. One day I'd like to see this live videos doing a lot better. Maybe I should start trading the 5-minute charts on the live videos and just attract more people just for fun. Just have a bit of fun there. What do you think, guys? Yeah. Romania. Alex, welcome, man. Too, from Romania. That's a biggie. And natural therapy, lekker boys. Yeah. Uh, it's interesting to see these guys that do the scalping, how they do it and how they live with it. I tried doing the scalping. I tried doing the 1 minute and the 5 minute charts for a while, but it drove me insane. Actually drove me insane. I think I was going to go completely mad because it's almost like gambling. I mean, you just, you look at a candle and you think, oh, it's broken that high, so I'm going to take a long here. And then you take the long and you get this huge long candle goes the other way. And it actually tells me why people actually change the color of their bars. It's because of those scalping traders or the 5 minute traders or the 1 minute traders. They change the color of the bars because if you're trading those scalping things and it goes the wrong way, I think it can be psychologically destroying. It can hurt you to see those red bars. Phew, I think it just drives everybody insane. But like I say, I like to trade with the red and the green bars because I trade slow. I trade on the 4 hour. I look for a trade. I take a trade. And I like to be able to spot at a glance if something is long or short, or if there's a green candle or a red candle coming out of a support or resistance area. Look at the price action. And it gives me a nice clean picture on the price action. I don't have to like sort of try and squint and figure it out. So while a lot of guys like to use different colors, the reason I think traders use different colors is because of that lower time frame trading, because it can be soul destroying to see your trades going against you like that. Yeah, Jed, I'm going to have to go soon as well. So thanks for being with us, and I'll catch you on Thursday again, and we'll see you back here. I won't be here much longer. I'll probably stick around for another few minutes, but yeah, I'm also going to move on just now and do my thing. But I do enjoy doing these videos with you guys. What are your top 5 pairs to pair and why? What are your top 5 pairs to trade? You're most likely asking there, Alex, and I'll tell you that now. I live near Springs Turnoff, that really tall, thin chick with a moustache. I know Springs. I know Springs well. Yeah, no. Yeah, to trade. I thought you said that meant that. I live near Springs Turnoff, that really cool. Yeah, no, totally. So you actually live in Springs or just near Springs? Okay, top 5 pairs to trade. So, Alex, at the end of the day, sorry about that, guys. At the end of the day, I don't subscribe to having a favorite top 5, and I'll tell you why. And that is because if you've traded as long as I have, you'll know that I'll have a favorite now for a couple of months, and then that favorite will change into something else, or it'll evolve into something else. And let me show you why. One of my all-time favorites to trade, and I traded it nearly, if not every day, every week, okay? The Euro Great British Pound. One of my favorite trades to take of all time. I took so many trades on the Euro Great British Pound. And I can tell you, I probably haven't taken a trade on the Euro Great British Pound in the last month and a half, okay? Why? I don't know. It just changes, right? And mainly because I'm looking at the chart and it just doesn't feel right to me anymore. I'm not comfortable with it. It's not doing what it was doing for me in the past. So what you'll find is you'll pick up new favorites as you go along. Look, one of the all-time favorites, and I think it'll always remain an all-time favorite, is the Euro US dollar, because it's got so much liquidity. Everyone trades it. And let's be honest, it's Europe and US, so there's always something going on there. So the Euro US dollar will always remain an all-time favorite. So that you can, without a doubt, you can trade that. And what I like about the Euro US dollar, I like to trade the Great British Pound US dollar as well, but I don't like to trade them together. So with those two, you can always find a trade between the two. There's always a trade somewhere down the line that's going to come available between those two. And then also, another firm favorite is the US dollar Japanese yen or the Euro Japanese yen. Firm favorites in my book because they always give you a trade. And also, what you're doing with these is you're going away from Europe and you're going to Asia. So you've got a different trade. What I don't like is that I'm usually asleep when these things start to take effect, which can be a bit of a pain. And another favorite, this US dollar, Canadian dollar has always been a favorite. Will it remain a favorite with me? I don't know, because now it's kind of broken to one side and it's not really giving me much trades at the moment. So we don't know if it's going to hang around. The Aussie dollar, US dollar, always a favorite. And the New Zealand dollar, US dollar, it's pretty much the same as the Aussie dollar, US dollar. And it's also one of these that when I go to sleep, I can't really watch it, but it's a nice trade and it's something that you can trade with. So that's what I say about picking your top 5 trades. Trade everything. Don't just trade your favorites. Trade everything, because your favorites change as you go. You'll find yourself putting trades aside and trading other products simply because they become favorites. For example, gold was out of my range for a long time. I didn't bother with it. And then recently it became a favorite and we started trading gold again. Just using that as an example. Brent has always been one of my favorite trades as well. Brent crude oil. And then obviously the indexes, all the indexes. I love the indexes. So guys, when it comes to choosing your trades, top 5 or whatever, it evolves. It changes over time. It doesn't stay the same. David, thanks for joining us. Thanks for your time as well. Morning, Rob here in from the UK. Thanks for your videos, great input. Keep up the great work. Shall do, definitely shall do. So, guys, it has been a pretty decent session. And Alex, I hope that answers your question. Thanks, yeah, absolutely. I hope it does help you. I hope it gives you the insight that you need as to what's best to trade and what's best not to trade. So, guys, I think I'm going to be on my way now. And I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for being here. Don't forget to come and join us again on Thursday for the US live show. We'll be here during the US afternoon session on my side, morning session on the US side. And we can chat a little bit further. It's always nice to chat to you guys. Always nice to get a feeling for what's going on and how you guys are getting along. And you can ask your questions and we can talk about things and that. Feel free to drop your questions, and in the community tab every day it's there. We put the trades out, put the trade of the day out, and that sort of thing. Elaine, absolute pleasure. And I'm going to head on now. So you guys have a great day as well. Thanks to Alex, I will. And I'll probably go to the beach for a while and relax. I don't know, take a bit of time out. And I'll see you guys on Thursday. Don't forget to come back and watch the videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Those keep reiterating the psychology behind trading. And you all know from my side, it's all about the psychology. It's all about the business plan. The squiggly lines don't mean that much. Thanks for watching, guys. And thanks for being with me. And thanks for joining. And I'll see you guys on Thursday again.